blonde hair, big boobs, and a love for Motley Crue. She taunted me from the front of Mr. Burnell's English literature class. I didn't have to speak to her. I couldn't even if I wanted to. I spent the semester trying to devise a plan to get her to speak to me. No. I figured maybe I could ask her for a pen, or maybe I could ask her when the date of my next test would be. But as circumstance would have it, whenever our desks were positioned, I somehow found myself on the opposite end of the room and tried to admire the black bra that showed through her white shirt from afar. I imagined kissing her. John, can you close that? I imagined kissing her. I thought about what it would feel like to have my lips touch hers, to be so intimate that our faces were touching and yet not feeling totally grossed out, and I practiced it on the back of my hand. I watched the movies intensely, slowly, not too aggressive, a little tongue, but not too much. Eyes closed and relaxed. I wanted to kiss her so bad. The last day of school came to an end with the sound of an early bell release. For the town littered with latchkey kids from single-parent homes, this meant one thing: a half day of unsupervised mayhem. The band of punk skater kids that I hung out were more known for peeing on things than picking up chicks. But that day, we had managed to coerce a handful. Oh, sad.
Way to ruin the mood.
Turn that volume down on all the sidekicks, you know?
Yeah, for real. Come on, man. It's like the movies. For a town littered with latchkey kids, where was I? Oh, yeah. But that day we had managed to coerce a handful of girls to hang out with us as we walked to a friend's house whose parents weren't around. Walking into the random girl's house, we immediately found all that was flammable and began sacrificing her belongings to the god of arson. Set to the soundtrack of the Sex Pistols, the smell of smoke permeated the air while we ransacked the house like a group of adolescent Vikings, stealing and pillaging everything in sight. Until the door opened, and she walked in, wearing a tight blue t-shirt. I froze at the top of the stairs when she looked up at me. I felt my eyes grow large as saucers, and immediately I felt as if I was punched in the gut. Run, 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 or she'll notice you staring. And that's exactly what I did. I ran to the next room. Stephanie is here, I yelled, playing it cool as if my heart wasn't already in my throat. She walked up the stairs and surveyed the anarchy, and without missing a beat or batting an eye, she said, "Hey." That's it. Hey. She was so cool. When she walked up to me and asked for my lighter so she could show me a trick, my dry mouth barely squeezed out the word, "Sure." Our hands touched. I felt how warm her white skin was, and she became real. If I could touch her, then she was damn near my girlfriend. She was the first girl to set me off, to make my heart race and to make me want to write corny "I love you" poetry like in the movies. She was my 8th grade perfection. "Give me a bottle of that mousse from over that table over there," she commanded. "Why?" I said. "Just do it." I leaned back and grabbed the black canister of mousse and handed it to her. She took it and sprayed a large mass of expanding hair product in her hand. Holding out her hand, she demanded, "Now give me the lighter." I handed her the lighter, and with a flick of her finger, she ignited the white foam. The mousse went up in a bright orange fireball. She was so cool. She was so cool I couldn't breathe. That wasn't until I heard the jingle of keys. "Shit, my mom's here, get the fuck out," the random girl yells. Grabbing our skateboards and stealing whatever trinkets of value off the shelves, we yelled goodbye to the girls and made a mad dash out her sliding glass back door. Reeking of smoke, we set our skateboards down, counted up our bounty, considered it a success, and parted ways. I skated 2 miles home with a smile on my face. I had my first serious crush. That night during the dinner, the phone rang. "Hey, Chris," the girl says. Oh, that's crappy, I gotta change the word. "Yeah? Stephanie likes you. You should call her." This moment will go down in history as the first time I had ever played it cool. "Really? She's cute. Give me your number." I returned to the kitchen table smiling ear to ear, clearly unable to finish my dinner. My mom looked up from her plate. "Go call her," she said with a wink of her eye. I looked at her up from my cold green beans, smiled, shoved myself away from the table, rushed up the stairs, taking 3 at a time. Is Stephanie there?" I asked. "This is," she says. 6 hours later, I say, "So, will you go out with me?" "Yes." I hung up the phone at 3 a.m., closed my eyes, raised my head, and let out a sigh. This was it. The first time I was giving my heart away. My heart notified my face, and we felt all warm and fuzzy and tingly all over. I never needed to see or hear from another person again. It was just us. The last day of school signaled the upcoming summer, where us boys tried to wear as little clothing as possible, get in as much trouble as possible, and skate as much as our little legs would let us, or until the streetlights came on. Every day we would stop by Stephanie's house to raid her refrigerator and throw each other into her swimming pool. And each day I would leave her with a hug. See, I never wanted to leave, because when we were at Stephanie's, leaving meant having to say goodbye, and saying goodbye meant having to having to hug her. And having to hug her meant that I might have to kiss her. And God knows I wasn't ready for that. 2 weeks into our whirlwind summer romance, my friend Tim looks over at me and says, "Dude, did you make out with her yet?" No, I paused and held my breath. I never kissed a girl. He looked at me with his mouth wide open in disbelief. "Are you fucking kidding me? You haven't kissed her yet?" "Dude, don't tell anyone. I don't want everyone to know I'm lame," I said with a quivering bottom lip. "Nah, dude," Tim said with an evil grin. "I won't tell anybody." My admission did nothing but set into motion the events that day that led to the most scarring and emotionally torturous event of my life. The next day came and we casually skated up Stephanie's driveway to feast upon her newly stocked freezer of microwavable dinners. My friend John rang the doorbell, looked over his shoulder and says, "So, I heard you haven't kissed her yet." I glared daggers at him. Tim smiled back with the "oh fuck you" face. Turning around and facing me, John says, "Oh, you're gonna make out with her today." Running away at this point would have been instant social suicide. I smiled back like I'm too cool for school and I said, "Whatever." Had I not just peed in the bushes down the block, urine surely would have been dripping from my shorts at that very moment. I looked through her screen door and saw Stephanie jump down the stairs onto the landing. She's bouncy and energetic today. "What's up?" "What is up is that I heard you guys haven't made out yet," John says. My face goes hot and I want to fight each and every one of my friends. She laughs and says, "Oh, who gives a shit?" Because she was so cool. Too cool to notice my pulsating bright red ears. We walk in and begin pillaging. I throw a box of frozen French fries into the microwave, jump up onto the kitchen counter, take my position next to Stephanie. My friends turn on me. "So, you guys should go make out now," John says, staring right at me. I go white, and they laugh out loud. Now, Chris doesn't have Stephanie is cut short by the mob who have grabbed both of us by our arms and are now shoving us towards the bathrooms. This isn't happening. I panic. They jump on my back and they take me down to the ground. Tim stands and grabs my legs and begins dragging me closer and closer to the bathroom. I'm panicking. I'm clawing at the carpet with my fingers and it burns. I'm grabbing at the wood paneling and molding and I feel hot. I feel dizzy and I want to scream. My jaw is clenched tight and my eyes are frantically scanning back and forth looking for something, anything to hang on to. But it's too late. My fingers began clawing at the tile and I know I'm in the bathroom. I look up and the door slams shut. Stephanie is standing in the bathroom smiling. She finds this funny. She's not nervous. She's made out with boys before. High school boys. And how could I possibly compete with high school boys? "And we're not letting you out until she says you guys have made out," John yells back through the door. Immediately my feet begin tapping. I look to the floor and I start scratching the back of my neck. My heart's racing. "Are you nervous?" she asks. Yeah, a little," I say as I'm dying. The air's thin in the bathroom and I can't breathe. "It's cool. Just relax," she says, doing her best to comfort me. I'm visibly shaken. At this point, my legs won't stop shaking. I noticed because today I decided to wear my tight gray skate shorts. I'm wearing nothing else. My body trembles like a deep chest-piercing cold is set in. My teeth begin to chatter. I close my mouth tight. Stephanie's eyes falls, and she says, "Just come here and hug me, it's no big deal." And she wraps her arms around me. I know she can feel my heart beating on her chest. The thumping is so loud I can feel it inside my ears. But I don't hug her back. I keep my hands close to my chest. She continues to hug me. You know, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I do. And I want her to know that I do. She's every bit of every girl I've ever wanted. I love her. I want nothing more in this world than to kiss her. But that's why this is so difficult. I wish I could tell her this, but I can't get the words to form on my tongue. Instead, I just tremble. "Oh, just look at me." I pull away and I look at her. She's smiling. It's comfortable. She's staring right into me and she's smiling. And she's so beautiful. Her eyes, her hair, her skin, her breasts, her uncanny ability to tell me that she loves me at the exact moment I need to hear it. I want to kiss her, but my compulsion to run is a much better grip on my legs, and I turn away. "Stop," she snaps. "Look at me." I take a deep breath and I look at her. I stare at her for a moment and I let it out. Her eyes begin to close and her face becomes more relaxed. Her eyes become slits. This is it. She puts her hands on my shoulders. Oh shit, this is it. She begins pulling me in. My heart's going to explode. It's beating so hard it hurts. Her lips are now inches away from my lips. No. I smell her breath and I turn away. Quickly I snap my head to the side and I hug her. I hold her tight as I can. I can't do this. I can't. I won't look her in the eyes again. I should leave because I wasn't built for this. My little heart can't take this anymore. Please, make this end. Please, God, make it end. Don't make me have to kiss her. She sighs. She's disappointed. Tolerant, but disappointed. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I can hear her fuse getting shorter. I know, I say, I'm just nervous around you. I feel small. I feel like a sad and pathetic little boy. I'm half naked, shaking, with a white streak of fear down my spine. The air is electric and heavy. Okay, one more time. Are you ready, she says? Yes. Okay. This time she gets a good hold on my shoulders and squares them in alignment with hers. She keeps her hands awkwardly there for the sole purpose of keeping me from turning my body away and running. She slowly begins pulling my body closer to hers. I step towards her, and I feel the bath mat beneath my feet. I see her skin getting closer, her lips. The air is heavy, closer. I smell her breath. My hands are physically trembling on her shoulders, but I'm too scared to care. She's inches away. Her eyes close, and my eyes close, and we meet. The touch is warm and wet. She opens her mouth and I open mine because that's what they do in the movies. I feel her tongue and my body goes stiff. Oh my God, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. The feeling is similar to when you can't breathe in that mid-vomit sort of panic way. I can't breathe. She's sucking the oxygen out of me. Her tongue is moving around in mine. Oh God, please make it stop. Please make it stop. Fear washes from the back of my head and down my spine like a cold bucket of water, and I can't move. We're physically connected with electricity, and I can't move. I can't breathe. God, why can't I just push away? Push away, damn it, just push away. I begin to push on her shoulders, and with all the might I have, but the strength is being sucked out of me. Push, God damn it, push! My body is stiff and rigid, and I'm pushing. With all that I have left in me, I turn my head away and shove her away. I gasp for air as if I've been underwater for 5 minutes. My arms are stiff, slightly bent in front of me like a zombie. My eyes couldn't be wider. My mouth hangs slightly open, and I'm looking around like I've been scared awake. Holy shit, that couldn't have gone worse. Oh, but it could. I look down and notice I have the biggest, meanest, most intense, solid fucking oak hard on peeking its way out of the top of my tight ass shorts. I scream and I rush towards the door, knocking Stephanie out of the way, ripping open the door and bowling over my 4 friends guarding the door. Whoa, dude, where are you running to? John laughs. I sprint the distance down the hallway into Stephanie's room with the strongest erection I've ever had, banging up against my stomach. I push into her room, jump on her bed, lie on my stomach, and pull the covers over me. Think of dead kittens. Think of dead kittens. God damn it, this thing's not going away. Dead kittens. I look up and I see my friends walk in the room smiling and laughing. Please don't tell me they saw it, please. Dude, congratulations. You just had your first makeout, John says. They all start painting me on the back. I look up and see Stephanie walk in the room. Yeah, it was cool, I say with the biggest swag, and I look up at her. She looks back at me and only smiles because even at the age of 13, she knows how to keep a secret because she was cool. She was way too cool for me.